Ionescu from around the screen, not that time, but Jones with the offensive rebound and another reach-in foul.
I think that was Angel Reese.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Kicked Angel out of the game.
Did Angel Reese just throw her career away? The WNBA star's shocking meltdown has everyone talking. But here's the kicker. While Reese is losing it, Caitlyn Clark is breaking records left and right. What's really going on between these two rookies? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Remember when Angel Reese was the rookie everyone couldn't stop talking about? Fast forward to now, and she's still got everyone talking, but for all the wrong reasons. What could have possibly gone so wrong so fast? Let's rewind to the start of Reese's WNBA journey. She burst onto the scene with all the promise of a future superstar. Fans were buzzing, analysts were raving, and expectations, they were sky high. Reese was supposed to be the next big thing, the player who'd take the league by storm. But here's where things took a turn. In a game that should have been just another step in her rise to the top, Reese pulled out a move that would change everything. The "you can't see me" gesture. Now you might be thinking, what's the big deal? It's just a hand wave, right? Wrong. This gesture, made famous by WWE wrestler John Cena, wasn't seen as the confident move Reese probably intended. Instead, it came across as desperate, a cry for attention that backfired big time.
My apologies, Angel Reese saying a few things that got the ejection.
Yeah, that's, you understand the frustration, but
suddenly, the promising rookie wasn't impressing anyone. She was raising eyebrows for all the wrong reasons. The basketball world didn't hold back. Experts who once praised Reese's potential now tore into her actions. They saw it as a sign that she was more focused on showboating than improving her game. The criticism came hard and fast, and it hit Reese where it hurt. You've got to wonder what was going through Reese's mind. One minute, she's the golden girl of the WNBA. The next, she's facing a barrage of criticism that would make even the toughest players crack. It's like she went from rookie sensation to courtside drama in the blink of an eye.
Angel Reese ejected. That is my bad. I saw Laney turn towards Watson.
As the pressure mounted, Reese's game started to suffer. It's tough to focus on the court when you're constantly defending yourself off it. The more she struggled, the more attention she tried to draw to herself. It was a vicious cycle, and Reese was caught right in the middle of it. The experts weren't holding back. They called out Reese's antics, saying she was trying to distract from her on-court struggles. It's like they were saying, hey, if you can't beat them with your game, you're trying to beat them with trash talk. Ouch. And let's not forget about Caitlyn Clark. While Reese was caught up in controversy, Clark was out there breaking records and winning hearts. Talk about adding salt to the wound. Reese couldn't help but notice the stark contrast between her reception and Clark's. It all came to a head when Reese finally snapped. In a moment of frustration, she let loose with a statement that showed just how much the pressure was getting to her. "I ain't the only one everybody's watching. They're watching me too," she said. You can almost hear the desperation in those words, can't you? Just when you thought the WNBA couldn't get any more intense, a new player enters the scene. Remember that name I dropped earlier, Caitlyn Clark? Well, she's not just living up to the hype, she's redefining it. What could one rookie possibly do to turn the league on its head? Turns out, quite a lot. Clark's not just playing basketball, she's rewriting the rule book. Let's talk numbers for a second. This rookie's averaging 17.1 points, 8.2 assists, and 4.9 rebounds per game. That's not just good, that's triple threat territory. But wait, it gets better. Clark just pulled off something that's never been done before in WNBA history. She's the first rookie to score 40 points, grab 15 rebounds, and dish out 15 assists over a 2-game span. That's not just breaking records, that's shattering them. You might be wondering, how is one player making such a big splash? Well, Clark's not just any player. She's been dubbed a one-woman army for her ability to draw attention and generate excitement around the WNBA. It's like she's got a spotlight following her every move on the court. Now, let's put this in perspective. While Clark's lighting up the scoreboard, Angel Reese is averaging 13.5 points and 11.9 rebounds per game. Don't get me wrong, those are solid numbers. But next to Clark's stats, they're starting to look a little ordinary. This growing gap between Clark and Reese isn't just about numbers on a stat sheet, it's changing the whole conversation around the league. Analysts who used to rave about Reese are now turning their attention to Clark. It's like watching a torch being passed in real time. But Clark's impact goes way beyond the court. She's not just winning games, she's winning over fans. The WNBA is seeing a surge in viewership and merchandise sales, and a lot of that is thanks to Clark. She's not just a player, she's becoming the face of the league. Think about it. When was the last time you saw a rookie come in and not just play well, but actually change the way people watch the game? Clark's doing more than scoring points, she's scoring viewers. She's turning casual fans into die-hard supporters. And here's the kicker. Clark's not just setting records, she's becoming a major draw for the league. People aren't just tuning in to watch their favorite teams anymore. They're tuning in to watch Caitlyn Clark. That's the kind of star power that can change a league. Clark's not the only one making headlines, but for very different reasons. Angel Reese just had a meltdown that's got the whole WNBA talking. What happened on the court that day, and why is it such a big deal? Picture this. Angel Reese, once the golden girl of the WNBA, now at the center of a storm she couldn't see coming. It all went down during what should have been just another game. But this wasn't just any game. It was the one where Reese's frustrations finally boiled over. The tension was palpable from the start. Reese was playing hard, maybe too hard. You could see it in her eyes. That desperation to prove herself, to show she still had what it takes. But sometimes, when you're trying too hard, things just fall apart. And fall apart they did. In a moment that shocked fans and players alike, Reese lost her cool. We're not talking about a little sideline tantrum here. This was a full-blown can't look away meltdown. Reese wasn't just arguing calls, she was challenging everything and everyone around her.
On the Chicago Sky, we got a technical foul too called and a double tech.
Angel's been battling all night. She's doing a great job, but frustration setting in.
Refs had seen enough. In a move that sent shockwaves through the arena, they ejected Reese from the game. Just like that, she was gone, leaving behind a stunned crowd and a team in disarray. But the real drama, that was just beginning. As soon as Reese left the court, social media exploded. Memes, hashtags, you name it, all targeting Reese and her actions. It was like watching a career unravel in real time, tweet by tweet. The comparisons to Caitlyn Clark were everywhere. While Clark was breaking records, Reese was breaking down. The contrast couldn't have been more stark. Fans who once cheered for Reese were now questioning everything about her. Her attitude, her skills, even her place in the league. And the experts? They didn't hold back. Holly Rowe, a respected voice in basketball, didn't mince words. She called out Reese's behavior, saying it was exactly the kind of thing that could hurt a young player's career. But it wasn't just Rowe. Big names like Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal weighed in too, calling Reese's actions immature and unsportsmanlike. Reese tried to do damage control. She apologized, tried to explain herself. But in the world of professional sports, actions speak louder than words. And Reese's actions had already done the talking. This wasn't just a bad game or a rough patch. This was a moment that could define Reese's entire career. You've got to wonder, how does a player come back from something like this? It's not just about improving your game anymore. It's about rebuilding an entire image. The fallout was immediate and harsh. Sponsors started to get nervous. Teammates were put in the awkward position of having to answer for Reese's behavior. And the fans. Some stood by her, but many were quick to jump ship. It's a stark reminder of just how quickly things can change in professional sports. One day, you're the next big thing. The next, you're fighting to save your career. Reese went from being compared to the greats to being used as a cautionary tale for young players.